Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning back into my sports opinion channel podcast video. It's not even a channel, it's a channel for everything. But welcome back to Nick's Sportsnet and the unprofessional professional opinion. And today, I'm going to talk about my college football predictions and who I think is making the college football playoffs and who I think is winning the national championship. And of course, there's going to be a little bias, even though it's still what I think is going to do, even if I wasn't a fan of this team anyway. So, just get right back in it. I'm also going to reveal my top 25, my final top 25 for this year, who I think will be top 25 teams at the end of the year. So, let's get right to it. Okay, for my first overall seed, I don't think it should be that hard. I think everybody else mostly has the number one overall seed this year, and that is Alabama. I know I'm not going to have creative and fancy this year. I'm kind of lazy. I'm sorry. For college football, but when I get more time to do it, I'll make like what I did with the NFL predictions and color it in and whatnot. But anyway, I think the Alabama Crimson Tide will be the number one overall team. I think they go undefeated this year, or maybe at least have one loss to LSU. LSU is a better team this year, and they got to beat Alabama once. I mean, it's been a while. So I think LSU beats them this year, but I just still think Alabama takes the SEC championship over Georgia and is the number one seed. As for my number two seed, I think it's going to be Clemson. They have a lot of great starters from last year returning, at least on the offensive wise. They still have Kelly Bryant. They were a playoff team last year. They'll be a playoff team this year. Yes, the ACC is still a deep conference, at least a coastal one. With Florida State, they're going to be on the up and rise again this year. They'll be back to where they are. Virginia Tech's not going to be easy. I'm sure they have to face Miami in the ACC championship game, but I think Clemson will get the job done. They'll always have one loss. They won't really go undefeated. They always find a way to lose one game. It'll probably be an upset or a shocker game they don't take as seriously, but they'll still be the number two overall seed. For my third overall seed, I think it's going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, they have... Yeah, they're in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is very deep this year. Penn State, Michigan State, Iowa could be an up-and-coming. Peru could be a surprise team. Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan State, Michigan. I mean, it's going to be a very tough conference, but I still think Ohio State gets it done. They have a lot of senior leadership. Yes, they have all this Urban Meyer scandal going on, but I think that's going to make them closer, make them play harder, and prove everybody that they can get the job done. I think they win the Big Ten. I think they only lose one game this year, probably at Penn State. Penn State's always hard to play at. And we should be back into the college football playoffs this year. And finally, last but not least, this may be a shocker to some of you guys, but I really like the chances this year. I was very split on the fourth seed between this team, Stanford, Georgia, Oklahoma, some team from the Big 12. I guess I have to throw it in there. But I think Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, get it done this year. I think Brian Kelly has that team on track. They had a few stumbles last year. They're going to rebound, get it together, and they're going to make the college football playoffs with the fourth seed. As for my predictions, obviously it'll be Alabama against Notre Dame and Clemson against Ohio State. I think Alabama defeats Notre Dame 35-21. Alabama's just too strong of an overall team. And I think that they will eventually, if not start, the quarterback that won them the national championship last year. Jalen Hurts is good, but that quarterback that they got, Telatuva, that dude's special. To me, he could be the next Russell Wilson. Accuracy, I liked a lot when I saw in that national championship game under big amounts of pressure. I feel like he will eventually become the starter, if not start week one. And I think he beats Notre Dame 35-21. As for the second game, I think it's Clemson against Ohio State. I think this game will be really close. It'll come down to the last second. I have Clemson losing to Ohio State 24-28. I just feel like we have a better team, better defense. We have Joey Bosa's brother, Nick Bosa, who will probably be the Defensive Player of the Year this year in college football. We have Weber Jr. That dude's a beast. That quarterback that came into the game for Michigan last year looked amazing. I feel like he'll be able to get done what JT Barrett couldn't do, and that's take us all the way. That quarterback's really special. I can't wait to see his potential in the upcoming years. And then I think Alabama loses to the Scarlet, to the best damn band in the world, to the Buckeye Nation. Ohio. Ohio State. I think my Buckeyes take it again this year. 16-17 on a last-second field goal. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be intense. I'm definitely going to be shitting bricks, but that's my prediction for the college football playoffs. If you have any arguments against that, please let me know in the comments. As for my top 25, like I said, Bama's number 1, Clemson's number 2, Ohio State's number 3, Notre Dame's number 4. Then I have Wisconsin, who loses in the Big Ten Championship again to Ohio State this year, rounding out in number 5. Georgia losing that SEC Championship to Alabama as number 6. Oklahoma winning the Big 12 Championship by having too many losses at number 7. I think Penn State at number 8, who's a runner-up to Ohio State in that division to lead up to the Big Ten Championship. Then I have LSU, who think I finished second place in that division to Alabama. Stanford, who I think wins the Pac-12. Florida State, the Miami, the U. Washington, Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher's going to have that team going back on the rise and maybe making it to the college football playoffs in a couple of years. Michigan, I love Jim Harbaugh. Hate Michigan. I'm an Ohio State fan. I hate that team up north. I shouldn't even be saying Michigan, but that team up north I hate. But I love Jim Harbaugh, and I hope for him success, but not too much success, because I don't want them winning nothing. Florida, I hate Florida. I hate the Gators. Just so bitter over that 2006 national championship whopping they gave us. West Virginia, they have a leader in Will and Greer. I feel like, and that receiver, I feel like they'll do good. They always do good. They always have like 2 or 3 losses at the end of the year. Boise State, I think they bounce back. They always wonderful at home. I think they take a New Year's Bowl because they're the highest non-Power 5 team conference winner. So they'll take the New Year's Bowl. UCLA, Jim Kelly's back at college. UCLA's on the rise. We'll see if Jim Kelly can keep his offense relevant. Texas, I love their coach. I hope they go back to doing great things. I think they're the runner-up to Oklahoma, but they're still a while away. They're rebuilding. Auburn, they're always a great team, but they always have one great year, one down year. One great year, one down year. So last year was their great year. Now they're going to have a little bit of a down year, probably 3 or 4 losses. We'll see. Utah, Michigan State, TCU, and University of Central South Florida finish out my top 25. If you have any questions, any arguments on why your team should be in the top 25 at the end of the year, or why you think your team's going to have a good or bad season, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a quick update for my college football playoffs. Enjoy the rest of your day, and if you're watching this at night, have a good night. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up. I don't care. I'm selling out. I want to make money doing this. Ciao.